Wow, okay, they did it again. Brockhampton did it again. We have Saturation 2 now, the second installment of the trilogy. Just 3 months after Saturation, the first part. Considering the quality of the project, this is insane. Well, of course, they're not the only one who are putting out so many consistent music albums in just 1 year. Talking King Gizzard and their, what, like 5 albums per year promise. But at this point, Brockhampton kind of make it look easy and normal. When Kevin Abstract says, hey, we're gonna put out Saturation 3 before the end of this year, and also we're going on tour, we're putting out a movie, a documentary, and lots of other additional promo shit, you're like, yeah, sure. Sounds great, sounds like you're gonna make it all work somehow and make it great. You already got the idea that during the summer, I became a proud full-time Brockhampton stan and actually will be excited about anything this boy band related and believing in them, believing that they can do anything they want and make it good. But anyway, part of me hearing that Saturation 3 announcement was worried too, just a little bit. Like, what if they're gonna burn out or just repeat themselves? Though I mostly think about this kind of stuff when I'm not actually listening to both records, because them both totally proved me wrong. I remember Saturation 2 release night in all the fucking details, because those motherfuckers apparently uploaded their new album on iTunes manually. So it didn't come out in fucking Russia at Thursday midnight, and I was sitting there all night praying to all existent and non-existent gods and got a chance to listen to Saturation 2 only at about 7 AM illegally because it still wasn't available. I've bought the album everywhere anyway and streamed it hundreds of times. Chill. Anyway, after that first listen, I was like, apparently, my favorite tracks from this album are all the pre-release singles, and that's it, eh? Man, was I wrong once again. Those first listen, they suck. It was also due to the fact that I wasn't sleeping and drained as fuck. Do not listen to music at this stage. Just go to sleep, have a rest. What are you doing? It also made me remember my initial reaction to Saturation. Same thing. I only ended up liking Heat, Gold, and Phase the most. All of them are pre-release tracks. And after so many repeats and deep dives into both records, I love them from start to finish. They're great. They're fantastic. To be honest, at this point, I'm even a little bit over the earlier singles because I've played them too much. I guess it's the thing about this boy band. Some of their stuff are undoubtedly in love from the first beat kind. For me, single-wise, those were Heat, Junky, and I think Sweet. For some other people, it was probably also Star and Gummy. It of course depends on the type of beat and type of music mood you're into. But all the other stuff in the album, it sounds interesting, it sounds good, but it's not as hard-hitting. You need more listens of that to make you really like the track. And this works literally with everything they put out. This Follow track, allegedly the first single from Saturation 3, I've read a lot of disappointed comments about it online. That it's weak, not as catchy, not really mastered well, and I kind of could relate to that in the beginning. But now again, I like Follow, I like the beat a lot, I like the verses. Yeah, it sounds a little bit messy. Who cares? It's DIY, it's part of their charm, for fuck's sake. This realization though need about 10 to 15 repeats. It's like a new Radiohead single, which at first you're like, oh, what is that? But then it kind of stalks in your mind and you start subconsciously loving it. It feels like Brockhampton have studied their favorite music hits well. They know how to structure a hit song. They know how to compose sometimes not so complicated beat, which will make you move instantly. Most importantly, they know how to create a really professional, catchy chorus or a particular moment in the song which make you fall in love with it. Like, for example, those sudden mood changes in the middle of the song getting you off guard. They use this knowledge on both Saturations and probably will continue to use it afterwards. On Saturation 3, 100%. When you get those techniques, you start looking for some different things in production. In my opinion, the production on this album, Saturation 2, is far more superior than on its predecessor. The instrumentals feel more complex, more carefully worked through. There's also slightly bigger room for experiments, which I endlessly appreciate on any music album, in fact. My most favorite instrumental parts currently come from Tokyo, with that out of nowhere saxophone, that weird tone, simple beat, bass, something. And also my favorite part of the whole album right now, the instrumental around 1 minute 20 seconds mark. Oh my god, that synth line with that drum beat, then smoothly back to that weird tone thing. It gives me life. It's so visceral, sounds like something Angels of Heaven would rep over. God bless Ramil, Jabari, Q3, and whoever accomplished that simple perfection. You guys are great. You guys are doing fucking amazing. Next, Chick. The ending, it's crazy. It goes even harder than Jabba's whole part on Heat. Really made me want to anticipate that possible Brockhampton European leg of a tour. Live, it probably goes even harder. I also find GAMBA track really beautiful sounding. I like how relaxing it is. But then there are these wild screaming processed samples. It's weird, but it works. Also Summer, of course, very beautiful. Shout out Bareface. He's so good at creating those heartbreaking guitar tracks. Also, dude, I'm waiting on that American boy band intro track. You have to release it or like leak it or at least play it in an Instagram live stream, announcing it beforehand on Twitter. Ian would advise you on that last one for sure. Junky track, everything about this track is actually perfect. I really like the eerie beat. I like the change in the chorus with this distorted massive sounds. I like the drum pattern a lot mixed with this mesmerizing ethnic instrument. By the way, something very visible and noticeable throughout the album. Same reason why I like Sweet Instrumental so much, or the beginning of Fight. Those three last tracks I've mentioned, besides the instrumentals, I'm also very impressed with the lyrics on there. Specifically with Amir on Fight, his verse shocks me every time. He's really good on Teeth too. Both Dom and Job on Sweet, very impressive flow. And Merlin on Sweet, love how the expected shouting changes to something almost Kanye reminiscent. The way the line "I've got too many hoes right now" sounds, to me, I'm always like, oh my god, that sounds exactly like Kanye West. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but I think it's pretty cool. And on Junky, I like everyone actually, but a little bit more than others. Kevin with his already iconic verse. Very impressed with him on Gummy too. Perfect placement of Jabba's part, kind of interlacing Matt's verse. This is, by the way, probably the best verse Matt has written so far, in my opinion. I really like this one. And finally, Dom on Wild Pace, finishing the whole thing off kind of brilliantly. Their chemistry is undoubtedly one of the best things to happen in music of like past 5 years maybe. They all bring something different in a way of flow, charisma, energy, and something interesting to the narrative of the album. Actually, the narrative and the saturation story need a whole another video. Everything has a meaning, everything is connected. You start to question every fucking detail in there. I'm losing my mind every day trying to figure out what happened to Jennifer, why Roberto wanted to become famous, why they robbed the bank in the first place. Is it for the money to become famous and find Jaden Smith? Is Amir playing Cliff in all his verses? Are all the characters trying to destroy themselves like Helmet Boy, now dead and free, replaced by the real Kevin Abstract? What is the truth? That's the main question remain. It's hardcore. This is some deep Reddit Mr. Robot theory shit. Tyler's wolf thing was kindergarten easy in comparison with this. But yeah, we all gotta wait for the part 3 and then try to puzzle it out again. Both scenes, by the way, the skits, they're really nice. I once again really like the production. Love that they continue to be that mysterious and they use Spanish. And how to miss Jabari on there, to be honest. Jabari needs to make a comeback next album. Saturation 3, I'm waiting on that. In the end, it's hard to say what album do I like more, Saturation or Saturation 2. The new one is recent, but I already know that to me, it's more interestingly produced and sometimes more jaw-dropping in the verses. But the first one, Saturation, which came out in June, already sounds timeless. There's so many good moments with them. Some of them are completely underrated, and I love to come back to this record and find something new. I think that's a good sign. Probably means that both albums stay good. They live to the hype and live to the praise. On Saturation 3, I want to get that story clear, for sure. More sound experiments, maybe even try out some different song structures and sound palettes, that'd be nice. Some members are still not enough on the record. I hope that will change and every member will have almost equally amount of time. And lyrically, the most amazing verses are the most raw ones, the most revealing ones, the most straight in your face, even if they're like fictional characters related. It'd be really nice to hear more of that and to hear interesting flow/rhyme techniques. I believe that from here Brockhampton will go only higher. They have all the potential, all the talent, energy, charisma, everything. Plus an already impressive base of contacts too. All their idols supporting them, the Clancy clan managing them, you know, it's gonna be good for them. They will be okay, they will be fine. They deserve the praise, deserve the hype, and kinda deserve that jealousy hate. I bet those haters are the same people who went to Kani2D or Reddit afterwards and wrote down something like, oh, I want to start a collective, hit me up, I do production in Ableton, yo, I also rap and I'm not gay, eh? But they don't know yet that this kind of chemistry is extremely rare and difficult. It's difficult to work with so many people. And those guys, Brockhampton, I guess they're just really adaptable people and lucky. What do you guys think about Saturation 2? Is it better than the first Saturation? What do you think about the production on this record and all the elements, all the details they use? Who do you think has the strongest flow in Brockhampton and why? Also, if you're a Brockhampton stan, what is your favorite unreleased track? Besides obviously 9 Minutes of Lamb and Perfect, I would probably go with that Peach track, which Kevin played once, and it sounded very different. I'm not even sure that it's called Peach. Anyway, don't forget to like this video, to share this video with fellow dumbasses, and you can also subscribe to our channel. We do a lot of different videos. Stay positive and remember that dreams die young. For now, that's it. Peace out.